We are getting ready to leave here in a few minutes for a trip up to Kearney Lake, and I think I've got everything on here that we're going to need, probably more than that. First of all, I really like Gobium's videos, and so I'm not trying to copy his idea, but definitely inspired by it. And I'll kind of look at what I did to get ready for it. Suspension, as some people have mentioned, 2 clicks all the way around is good. And so I went ahead and cranked all the suspension to the max stiffness, and from the bottom of the muffler area, from here to the ground, I noticed when it's all the way stiff and we had it loaded up, we had 2 inches more clearance, all the way up to 6 inches. And then with it all the way soft and loaded up, we only had 4 inches. So I'm actually running 3 clicks on the back instead of 2, but the front and the sidecar I'm running 2. Got USB charger up here. That's going to power tablet right there. I know a lot of people have given me some guff about mounting it on the speedometer glass, but hey, I'm willing to try something out to see if it'll save me a few bucks, and if it doesn't work, no big deal. It's just an extra tablet I had laying around. And then my regular phone that I'm filming with now is going to sit right here, and that's where I do calls and get my music on there. I know that's not everybody's thing, but it's mine. Got my fairing on there and the sidecar windshield. We're gonna be driving about 100 miles till we get to Story, Wyoming, and then we've got some people there. We're actually gonna take both the windshields off before we go up the mountains. Just a little bit better maneuverability, and we'll leave those there. Got sleeping bags and the pads on the front here. My Mazden rope and some extra rope tied to the front. Put some quick fists on there to hold the shovel. I'm going to be mounting Cameron's GoPro right there. We'll be taking some videos. Of course, I've got my Cobb skid plate that I just got on this week. So that'll be good. The Duro 307s. Got the one, even though it's the 2011, I switched it out to the one-piece branch pipe, so that'll save me some issues there. I'm hoping. I had some extra really flimsy tubing and piping, so I threw together this little kind of wheelie bar back here just to give that back passenger, because they've been telling me that that seat's not very comfortable. But my camera bag there, I've got it bungeed on, and so that should give a little bit of a backrest, I'm hoping. Got my jerry can there. We just did the oil changes this week, so those are good. The trunk is completely full. I actually have a little bit of room left in there. And then inside here, I've got my thermometer, voltage, and then USB chargers, tripod, and fishing gear. Also some more fishing gear right there. So, we've been on the road a little over an hour, and we're about 30 minutes from our stop where we're going to get rid of the windshields, the fairing and the sidecar windshield. Everything's holding on pretty good so far. Just a U-cross. Haven't had any issues with anything moving. The backrest is helping a ton for that rear passenger. We stopped at Spotted Horse too, and everything looks like it's holding in place pretty well, actually. I don't see any movement. I did see one problem. I'm not sure what the deal is. It's right down in here. Well, at first I thought it was all this oil. You can see by the dipstick there. And then it's going all the way down, and it's getting all over the pan, and then it's dripping and back there. And then I think I've got a little bit of spray coming out. I've got my breather hose ran up and around, and it comes out right here because it normally doesn't spit anything, but it appears to be dripping out, and you can see it all over the tire, kind of sprayed back up in there. But it's not getting on me, so I'm okay with that. I just did the oil change before we left, and I just noticed this here. I'm wondering if it's coming out of the alternator spot right there, and then dripping down through there. But it also appears to be coming out of where the dipstick is too. You can see up there, but pretty good amount of it. And I'm not sure that's an issue, but I'll just keep an eye on it. I was actually a little below the level, the full mark on the dipstick before I left, so I'm not sure why it would be puking out oil all over the place. One thing I can tell too, and only because I have my helmet on, I think it's catching the sound, but around 60 I get a strange whirring sound. And I don't think I have any issues with my donut. I've got nothing leaking out over on this side too bad. What I can see, oh, there's some more leakage out of that exact same spot. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that when we get up to Story. But it's kind of a whirring sound, and it's only when there's load. So if I'm gonna go up a hill, I've got this strange whirring sound. I'm not sure why that is. Other than that, the suspension, going 2 clicks, good, nice ride, but it kind of every now and then wants to start rocking back and forth with this much weight. Put the fairing and the windshield off, went okay. This oil leak down here, I don't know what's going on with it, but as you can see, we got oil leaking out of the alternator area, coming down, and there's not a lot of oil getting down on the skid pan or the skid plate and dripping on anything. It was a little bit. I've been sitting here for a while. It's cooled off, and I've checked the oil, and it's still right there. So I don't think it's leaking enough that I need to worry about it, or that I'm losing through the breather hose. You can see my tire not looking too good with plenty of oil on it, but it's cruising down the road at 55 to 65, no problems. We're fully loaded. I'm sure that a lot of people see this and they're gonna say, oh man, that's way too much for the rack. It's not that sturdy. Well, that may be, and it may break, and I'm probably not supposed to put it on my spare. I'll probably bend my rim, but that's how I've got it down, and we're gonna see if we can make it up the way that way. Still haven't had to fill up. We went 106 miles, so that's pretty good, and we're got about 10 miles to go before we hit the gas station. I haven't not had to use my spare tank at all, which has been good. This is what happens when you go through a creek crossing in your Ural, because apparently as soon as the engine hits water, it's somehow the temperature change, the shrinkage, it doesn't like it. So we have to let it sit here for a minute or two, and then it'll probably start up. And I know that's probably not good, but and that's where we make it anywhere we wanted to. We got stopped by hills that we just couldn't keep momentum on. The clutch was starting to burn, couldn't risk it, so we came back down to a clearing area that we saw. It's fairly level, and decided this is where we're camping for tonight. I'm not sure what the plan is for tomorrow. I need to think about it. I need to eat and figure out what I'm going to do. Started getting kind of tapping noise, so I think maybe one of my valves went out of adjustment, and kind of a tick 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 going after it got hot, and wasn't well, I don't know if I'd call today fun. We got to the four-wheeler trailer we were going to go to, and it was definitely four-wheeler only. We actually got four-wheeler only. We got stuck a couple times on it, just like high-centered on the pontoons and on the foot guard there. We had to put it in two-wheel drive a couple times just to back it out because the rear wheel was spinning out. When we got to one hill, it was so deep, the sidecar nose got stuck right in the bumper, and you can still see all the dirt right there. It got scratched up pretty good. And right there you can still see it. One of our sleeping bags is pretty wet because we went through a creek and it definitely got the sleeping bag. So sleeping bags go on top, pads can go down on the bottom. I had my Mazdam puller, and thank goodness people told me to bring it because we used it probably 3 times pulling us out of a creek where we got stalled in. Found a pretty good spot. Got the tent up, campfire going. We are going to relax tonight and formulate a plan for tomorrow. I'll probably have to look at the bike a little bit, see if any real damage got done. But it's held up pretty good. I think we're pretty impressed, and we met a lot of people on the trail that were surprised to see us this far in on trails where only side-by-sides and four-wheelers and big-time off-road Jeeps go. So